If you're someone who grew up in Yangon, you might know this feeling. Back around 2014 or 2015, our families and friends would gather together and head to picnic places like Kendoji all together whenever we have a holiday, carrying picnic mats, containers filled with homemade snacks, and bags with spoons and forks, and footballs, and everything we needed for the evening. Looking back now, those things were probably where it all started. And somewhere along the way, as the years passed, I picked up a passion for camping and I went for a few campings in the past years. And I have not fully committed myself to go camping every month yet, but inshallah, this becomes a way for me to see my loved ones all together. Back then, everything was prepared before we left home. Once we arrived, all we had to do was to sit down, eat, laugh, play, and enjoy each other's company. These days, it's a little bit different. Now, half the fun is arriving at the campsite and grilling the food ourselves under the open sky. Trust me, that is the best feeling. So, this holiday, my friends and I decided to escape the city and spend a night camping in Wathba Lake, just an hour and a half away from Abu Dhabi city. Like every camping trip, it all started with preparing the food. The day before departure, I bought meats for a barbecue and started preparing everything by hand. Once it was ready, I packed it into containers and left it resting in the refrigerator overnight, waiting for the journey ahead. Al Wadwa Lake is about an hour and a half away from Abu Dhabi City by car, so we had already arranged a rental vehicle. Funny enough, about 5 months earlier, I had stumbled across a camping sale in a mall and bought a 6-person tent for around 40 dirhams, which is around 50,000 jets. So at that time, it felt like one of those random purchases that you made without much thought. But it felt like it had been waiting for this exact trip. On the day itself, after finishing the Eid prayer in the morning, there wasn't much left to do. Everything had already been prepared the day before, so we rested. By late afternoon, everyone began gathering, and just before 4 o'clock, our rides arrived. The moment the engine started, the trip officially began. And it was my first time taking this road, and the scenery was so unreal, believe me. New roads, open landscapes, and the best feeling is leaving the routine behind. But some places don't need explanations, they simply become part of the memory. And of course, as always, I brought along my film camera. Some people travel with a playlist. I travel with memories waiting to be developed. After a little over an hour on the road, we finally arrived. The first thing we did was spread the mats across the ground, bags down, the tent went up, and little by little, an empty patch of land became our home for the night. Around the lakeside, other campers had already settled into their own corners of the evening. Families, friends, strangers sharing the same sunset. As the sky slowly changed color, we sang songs, took photographs, and watched the daylight slip away. Then, night arrived, the grill was ready, and the dinner began. To be honest, the food was so good, and I completely forgot to take the photos. The only picture I managed to capture was a grilled fish. Sometimes that's the sign of a good night, right? When you're too busy living the moment to document it. The hour passed quietly. The guitar kept playing, the stories kept flowing, and before we realized it, night slowly gave way to morning. We sat together and watched the first light appear on the horizon. Then, as all good trips eventually do, this one come to an end.